Hello guys, welcome to another video of Microsoft Azure. In this video, we are going to discuss about template specs. We will understand what are template specs, how we can create template specs in Azure, and how we can use the created template specs to deploy our resources in Azure. Okay, so let's begin the video. Template specs are nothing but the templates, ARM templates, which you can create directly in Azure, and you can store that for use in your Azure CLI commands or PowerShell commands, or you can even deploy the template specs directly from Azure portal. Okay, this means you can store your templates somewhere in Azure, and you can refer those templates each time whenever you have to create the resource of that type. This basically works as a remote repository in Azure for your ARM templates. Okay, and you can also provide the RBAC permissions for some of the users which you might want them to use, and you can provide permission so that only those users will be able to access your template specs and use them and create the resources. Okay, initially this was templates resource type in Azure, but now this has been moved to template specs. This will be retiring in March 31st and 2025. So instead of templates, we will be using template specs because that is the newest version of templates. If you type template specs at the top, you will see this service with name template specs. Open this, and here you get two options. One is to import the template. If you have the ARM template already inside your JSON file, you can click on import template and you can browse all the files whatever you have inside this location, and you can click on import, so that this basically import the ARM template directly in the template specs. There is other option to create the template spec as well. If you click on create, this will help you to create the new template spec. For that, you will have to provide the name. Suppose this is the template for storage account. Give name something like this. Provide the resource name. Okay. Select the location, which location you want to create your template spec in, and you can provide the version as well. So suppose this is the first version, you can provide the version, you can provide the description as well, so that someone checks this template spec, they will be able to understand why this template was created and why where this is being used. So you can write something like this for to create the template for storage account. You can write the change notes as well, like in first version what are the changes. If you are upgrading the version, suppose you have created second version of the same template, you can write the change notes, like what are the things you have upgraded in version 2. Okay, let it be the default, or just type first change. We are done with the basic details. Now click on next in the edit template. Here you can either create the template by yourself, okay, or you can also copy paste your template, you if you have the template ready already. Okay, so we'll be pasting one template. I have this template copied already. Copy this template, and this is to create the storage account. Copy this template and paste it directly in the edit template option. So this template spec will be created based on my template which I have given here. So whenever I select this template spec or call this template spec from Azure CLI commands or PowerShell command to deploy our resource, deploy our storage account with this template spec, I will have to pass all the parameters. I will have to pass the ID of this template spec along with the parameters which I have supplied here. Here I will have to provide the storage account type parameter, location, storage account name, all these parameters I will have to supply whenever I will call this template spec from my Azure CLI or command PowerShell script. Okay, now click on next. Here you can add the tags if you want. Suppose you want to add something, some tag like this resource, this is for storage account. Okay, click on next, review plus create. So this will create one template spec. Till the time this is creating, let me just save this template and create one template by exporting it as storage. So this is my template, and you can see this template spec is created. We will see more of this, but before this let me import the template which I just have created. Go to desktop, and this is my template. If I select the storage.json and click on import, you can see the template has been already imported. If you go to edit template, my template is already here, the same template which I have imported it. So this is also one of the process using which you can create the template spec. Okay, here is my template spec which we have created. This is the name, resource group, and this is the version, and this is the last modified. If you can view from here, you can edit it, you can delete it, or even you can deploy the template spec directly from your Azure portal. Okay, let me open this. So this is my template spec. In the overview tab, you can see all the details and like name, description. You can see the latest version as well, tags, and you can see this main template. This is your main template. You can open it and you will be able to see the content of your template. Okay, if you want to delete it, delete. You can create a new version from here. Just click on create new version, and you will be able to specify the version here, and you can edit the template here. You can change whatever you want and click on next and save it. So using the template spec, you can basically create the versions as well. So whenever you have to deploy some template spec, you can directly create, you can directly select the template spec version, and based on that you can deploy your resource. Okay, here from access control, you can provide the access for this template spec, who can use this template, who can create or who can update your template spec. Okay, even if someone has a read permission of your template spec, they can directly read this template and they can use it. You don't need to provide contributor or some higher level of permission for the user to just use this template. Okay, so this is also an advantage of using template spec. Here in tags, you can create the tags or you can change the tags if you want. and here in the versions you can maintain the versions. You can see how many versions of your template is available. Along with this, you can also create the new version from here. From the setting, you can see all the properties related to your template, and logs, you can add the log as well. If you want to log this resource so that nobody can delete it, you can add the resource log as well so that nobody will be delete at least accidentally uh, of this content or basically to this template spec as well. Okay, I think we have covered everything about template spec. This is I will just quickly show you how you can use this template. If you want to deploy this template spec directly from portal, you can click on deploy, and you will be able to create the deployment directly from the portal. Okay, see all the parameters which we have defined in the template. From here you will have to pass it. You can select the location, you can add the storage account name as well. You can click on next, and you can click on create, so that this will help you to create the storage account directly from portal based on your template. So this way you can use the template spec to redundantly create your resources inside Azure portal, and you can also provide permissions, RBAC permissions, so that no unauthorized person can change your templates or can delete your templates or even cannot make any changes. Okay, so this is also secured, and this also works as a remote repository, and you can also enable the versioning for this. If you have to deploy this template spec, you can just simply search something like deploy a template spec in Azure. This will simply show you the commands. Let me just quickly show you how you can deploy the template spec. So you can see, you can first get the ID of your template spec using this command, and to deploy this with PowerShell, you can use this PowerShell agent module to call the template spec ID, and you can supply the parameters as well from here. Okay, like this you can deploy your template spec with even with the Azure CLI commands. If you have to create the template spec with Azure CLI or with PowerShell or even with Bicep or ARM template itself, you can also create that from your CI/CD pipelines or from your local, directly from the Bicep or ARM templates, even from the Azure CLI commands. Okay, but we'll cover all those topics in different video. That's it in this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe my channel. If you have any feedback or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.